here. All right. You see me, bro? All right. All right. We should be live. You know, check.
Nice.
You know, check the YouTube and see if we're live real quick, and then I'll kind of go
Yep.
because it's not 7 o'clock, and then maybe post in the Discord. Maybe someone could help us test and see if they can hear us.
Sounds like a plan.
If you're out there, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm Kate Twice of Upland. We're just getting started. Just bear with us real quick if you are tuning in with us. I can't even tell. And actually, I don't want to open up my phone because if I do, it's going to go to my headpiece. I just realized.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Well, it's all good. Well, welcome, guys. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm Kate Twice of Upland. I'm here with my boy Kevin the Man. We have been Upland millionaires, OGs, since day one, man. So we're super excited about the revival here of Upland. So if you're just tuning in, thanks for joining. Thanks for hearing what we got to say because we've got a lot to say today. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to be talking about. And just to know, hey, just so everyone understands, we absolutely love Upland. Upland is one of our favorite things that we love to do, and we are super excited about the future of Upland. But hey, we also want to make sure that our voices are heard and some of the issues that I think a lot of us are getting frustrated with, we just want to talk about. So that way we can raise the awareness of these issues so that we can bring them forth to the powers of those that need be. So, Kev, man, how you doing, bro?
Doing very good. Very excited to have our first episode. Upland Revival is something kind of needed to be done to bring the community back together again. We, like you had mentioned, we've been involved with Upland for quite some time, and we've seen the ups and the lows, and it kind of feels like we're in one of the lows right now. And I
Yeah.
know you and I kind of got together and we discussed different strategies on how we can help the community come together, and we felt like we could benefit the community by working on Upland Revival together. So here we are, man. Super excited for our first episode.
Let's go, man. Exactly, brother.
Let's
I'm
go.
super pumped, and there's a lot to jump in, but I think number one, we have $100,000, 100,000 UpX giveaway. I think that's really cool. And Kev, I know you've got some of the questions highlighted, but what was some of the questions that before we kind of dive in that to the winner? What were some of the questions that kind of stuck out to you the most about regarding some of the situations that are in Upland right now?
So one of the things that really kind of came to my attention and hit home the most for me was having the search filters when it comes to collections within the Upland platform. I mean,
Yeah, they're
especially,
terrible.
yeah, it's
Let's
almost,
just call it what it is. They're terrible. Like it's you can't even search. Like and then if you're trying to search through your own properties as a large property holder, I'm just speaking user friendly right now, just because that is a massive frustration. So where if I have over 1,000 properties and I'm trying to find a couple of ones of where you can't even do that. You can't even find your own specific assets.
yeah, no doubt. It's really difficult to sort through them, filter through them. Very discouraging for a
Yeah,
player
a
that
new
has
player
multiple
specifically.
properties.
Yeah,
Not, I wouldn't say so much the new player, because if you have 100 properties, it's kind of easy. But it's
true.
discouraging for people to continue to invest into Upland when you can't very easily sort out your properties and boost your earnings correctly. So that's one of the things that really kind of stood out for me. It's one of the concerns that I've had for quite some time. So
Yep.
uh, I'm glad that that was actually one of the suggestions that we got from our roundtable here, and
Yeah,
it actually
and
almost won. It almost won number one, but it didn't quite make it. But yeah, that was one of my main concerns.
that's a big concern too, and I think hopefully the devs and Upland are working on that, and that's something that's a priority because let's make the game simple. I think that's
Yeah,
the biggest thing too. Is let's just make the game simpler so like if you're treating it as an investment, as a game, or as such, that you can access the information that you need to access as easily as possible. Like I don't know why that part is difficult and why that's been difficult for years.
Yeah, one of the things that really keeps me involved with Upland is the fun that it brings to me personally. And
Yeah,
when it comes down to going through 4,000 properties to try to find the Nomad collection or the International collection, I have a difficult time having fun when it takes me hours to kind of go through, you know?
yeah,
So,
a
so,
hundred
so
percent.
definitely we need to fix that.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
I think the biggest part of what we're trying to do here with Up and Revival, so people are just now joining in, appreciate all the support, guys. We're really trying to make a difference here. But, we want to help revive Upland and we want to bring back a positive energy to it too. And so to be able to bring back a positive energy, we need accountability for where we're currently at. And I think that's the biggest problem is a lot of players and a lot of, investors and, old OGs specifically, have not been heard, from the Upland, leadership. And, just like for instance, I mean, bro, we literally just asked X1 to come jump on this first show with us and like, hey, come on, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about some of the issues that are in Upland. And he didn't get back to say that he wanted to come hop on here. And I'm like, dude, why wouldn't, I mean, literally, I mean, Kevin, you reached out to him, right?
Yeah,
We should have
yeah.
called
And
out.
so not only did I reach out to him, I kind of talked to him about what we're doing. I sent
Yeah.
him one of the introduction videos that we had created, and he had
Yeah.
said that he would come and that he would find
Yeah,
someone, from Upland to possibly come.
for
And
sure.
and then after a while, he kind of just ghosted the situation, and I didn't
Yeah.
hear from him. So super
And all due
discouraging.
yeah, and all due respect, I appreciate X1. I'm sure he's going through a lot too, but I think that just shows the distance between the players and the community and Upland itself. When you have their top influencer, trying to work with this community to try and figure out some good positive, energy, and then we just get ghosted, and that's not even like him. So it just shows me that Upland is they got to get their shit together, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. So just know, X1, we still want you to come on, and we're just saying that because yeah, we're gonna call it out, man. Like we want to call it out what's happening, and we're not gonna hide anything. We want to be transparent, and yeah, we would love to have X1 or any of the owners, CEO to come pop on, and we can do a Zoom. We could do all the fun things and bring you guys on, but at the end of the day, we need to hear you guys got to hear what we have to say too, and I think that's what me and Kev, what we're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely, K twice. That's 100%. One of the things I've been inactive in Discord for quite some time.
Yeah, we're doing that both. Yeah.
And I came back to Discord just to kind of get a temperature check throughout, the community members.
Mm.
And once I started commenting in Discord, that's when
Yeah.
X1 actually reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, what brought you back to Upland? What brought you back to the Discord? What why are you coming back and
Yeah.
being more involved in the Discord?" And he wanted to have some feedback from me.
Yeah.
I gave him some feedback, and he's like, "Great, thank you. I'm going to take this to the team, and we're going to kind of talk it out." So it sounds like they want feedback,
Yeah.
and but maybe they don't want criticism.
And
They
let's be
want.
honest, I don't want it's we got to keep we can't be babies about this situation, and I think that's like let's work together as a team and don't take it as criticism. Take it as hey, like this is what Upland wants, and this is what we're trying to achieve, and we all want this to be peaceful, and we know that we're not going to get what we want. So I mean, we're not going to be babies at it either. We just want to have discussions like, okay, can this happen? And then they'll say yes, this can happen, or they'll say no, this can't happen. And if it can, okay, perfect. But if it can't, why can't it? I guess because Kevin, you and I are very good problem solvers, being entrepreneurs and stuff on our own, that we can solve any problems. And so I think that's what we're trying to do is just as a community offer up all of our advice as a roundtable to spark the revival of Upland, so someone pays that damn hell attention to what we're saying, and maybe, just maybe, I can start bringing my investors that I know that are in a lot of other different games, on the show and say, hey, why don't you come take a look at Upland? Because this is how we can introduce people to Upland. Social media, influencers. We can say, hey, why don't you come check this out? And so now I've got a whale who's spending, $500,000 in Ethereum, on all kinds of other things. Now, okay, you know what? I want to come check out Upland. Like the problem is we're not on any exchanges. We're not, UpX is not tokenized. We don't have a platform where you can buy, or exchange where you can buy UpX with crypto. And I think that is a very big problem. And you can't buy in. There's got to be some sort of bridging to get in through crypto. That's where you're going to really see growth, where a lot of people like Sotheby's and a lot of OGs where they were just big crypto guys and they were trying to get their crypto moved over. And I think that's a big thing that Upland's missing by not having an exchange to be able to buy in with crypto, with Ethereum, Bitcoin, other things. And I don't know why they don't do it or why they can't do it, but it should be done because I know that it can be. So I think that's another issue too, Kev, is how can they get crypto to be more engaging in Upland?
Yeah, and I recall conversations from the past where then it would become a currency, and then there would be tax implications, and there would be issues that would prevent them from moving forward to actually making it like a currency. But that's where the communication comes in. That's where the constructive feedback from us kind of comes in, and like a meeting of the minds takes place, and it gives us the opportunity to kind of to revive the situation, revive our feelings, so that way we feel more comfortable.
Yes, to talk about reviving feelings, bro. Like how we used to feel when we played this game, when we used to buy in and sell and trade and earn. I mean, you can go back. You guys can see the numbers of what we've made on this game. I mean, it's all public information. We've made some incredible trades. The volume was there in the beginning, and we just want the volume to return. And so we have ideas on how to do that and incorporate that and bringing that good, positive feeling back, and check it out. So, we'll get to this here in a minute. But, when you're playing Upland, or even when you're just in there and you're a new player, that little adrenaline rush of like either doing your treasure hunt or you're buying a property, trying to flip it, and then next thing you know, you wake up the next day and your property already sold at 110, 115%, and you're making gains. I mean, that's what was fun. Is making deals, the art of deals. And I mean, Kev, how fun was that back then? That's all we want to bring back. We want engagement, we want volume, we want people, we want numbers, we want quantity.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I remember when we first got involved, and the teamwork and the camaraderie that we all made from it, like, and the adrenaline rush of accomplishing something as a team. It made a difference. It made a difference when it came to, what we would call an investment, what we would think would be the best property. That different excitement level made a difference and made us perform in a different way. And that's kind of what we're missing. The spirit of Upland is broken. There's only really a few bit of players that are actually continuing to make revenue throughout the game, because like some of the little funny memes that we've made, I mean, they were just comical, and we meant no disrespect. They're just attention grabbers, and like they were just cool, funny little pics. But there are some people within the Upland platform that are making some serious money on a regular basis, but are they doing it ethically? And those are some of the topics that we'll be discussing down the road. We're going to bring 100%.
On guests who are going to talk about this too. They could bring a lot of exposure to this too, and then knowledge. We want to bring on everybody, anybody, and we want people to be positive, right? I know people get all funny sometimes, and they want to talk a bunch of shit or something, whatever. Listen, we're all just trying to be here to be positively productive for Upland. So just know that we're trying to be positive. Like, Kev, remember Upland Kingdoms? I mean, how fun was that game, bro? I mean, we actually came in. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but it was a third-party developer that came in and made a game called Upland Kingdoms, which is it was an incredible game. And I mean, honestly, it could have really thrived if the developers could have made it thrive. And the problem was that Upland didn't give them any support directly to help monetize that game because it could have blown up. I mean, literally, you know, we came in there, we wanted to bring competition. We created a rivalry between Acero, who, by the way, I love Acero. Acero's my dude, like whatever. Me and his guy, Almost Human, we were plotting behind the scenes the entire time. I mean, we had full-on conversations of sabotage and all the fun stuff. I mean, but that's what made it a game, right? It made it fun. We created an energy, a vibe. We had to create a competition, right? There had to be some sort of rivalry to make something fun and competitive. So we did that. You know, we came in, we tried to be the big dogs. You know, Acero was the guy, so we had to go after Acero. I mean, we had fun with it. You know what I mean?
It was a
That's what makes
blast.
yes, it makes Upland, and that's where they don't. They're missing the ball. They should have really invested into that, into the games like that, into the developers that were doing that because we were behind it. We were the engines that were roaring that were pushing, poking the bears. I mean, creating, you know, battles. I mean,
Hostility
you
between one another.
yes,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
dude.
great. That was
It was all
fantastic. No, I mean, look, Upland Kingdoms is was a great way for teams to join up and really
yeah,
kind of do things as a group. And
yes, man.
I mean, it was
Community, man.
awesome. It was
Community, bro.
awesome.
Yes.
But again, one of the concerns, and it didn't quite make it to the top five, which was
Yeah.
actually the top six based on a tie,
Yeah.
for the 100,000 UPX giveaway.
Yeah.
But one of the issues was, layer two games, like in what I have found with it with layer two games, and it looks like, Upland wants the community to be more involved and
Yeah.
make it our game, like
Yes.
when it comes to layer two games. And I just don't see it because layer
I
two
know.
issues, like, and what I mean by that is, look, we aren't developers. The players that are playing, like, we don't have like this massive infrastructure
Correct, bro.
behind us
Preach it
and
right here.
this
This is the
team,
message.
this development team behind us to make something successful. And then on top of that, like, we have to feed our families, feed our futures,
Yeah.
and take care of and monitor our investments
They
appropriately.
forget who's playing this
Yeah,
game. Developers
it,
aren't playing this game. People,
yeah.
just normal,
I
random
mean,
people. And that's who you want playing this game.
you need a badass developer, and a badass developer is doing his own game. Like, he's
And
developing
he
their own
and he couldn't
game,
keep up, man. God bless his soul, bro. You know,
Yeah, no. Grom was legit. I mean, look,
yeah,
like that game just happened to come out, like during the COVID era, and it really, we were all sitting around not doing much,
yeah,
like, and from what I know, I never had like a real personal relationship with Grom, but he got burnt out. It was
yeah, for
difficult
sure, bro.
to manage on his own, and it's not
It's
like we
impossible.
have a handful of developers working with us to
Yep.
help us develop layer two games.
Yeah,
Layer two games, like they're difficult to maintain and
yeah,
to fix. I mean, the games would freeze on a regular
yeah,
basis. There would be
yeah.
major issues that would be discouraging. But that type of game, that type of teamwork,
Yep.
I mean, that's
That
what can make Upland
so
be
great.
revived.
So great, bro. That's exactly why we're doing this, to talk about things like that, to bring it awareness and bring attention. And I hope people are paying attention. I hope that the OGs are coming out, and I hope the OGs want to keep coming on the show. Like, we've already got a couple really good guests lined up for next week, next Monday, a week from today. You know, we're going to keep lining up guests of people that have something to say, that have something to talk about, that want to just get a message out there because, hey, we all have a voice, man, and that's all we're trying to say for Upland is we just want to come to this together, and we all bring a different, unique approach to the table, to our round table, and we just want to discuss. I might not know what I'm talking about. I might not know all the things of what anyone else is talking about at all from the developer standpoint, but from an investor, from a business, from a feel, from an energy, from just an entrepreneur standpoint, I have a lot to say, and I have a lot of feelings about it too, because I'm not just
Absolutely.
financially invested; I'm also emotionally invested.
That's absolutely correct. Like, and hopefully the Upland team, they reach out to us and they try to work with us
I hope so too,
and
man.
take our input in and know that it comes from a good place. We
Yes,
want everything to
yes,
be
dude.
successful. You,
Yes,
you,
there's no
you,
animosity here. We just We want to see this shit succeed, bro. That's it.
Exactly. We didn't, you know, like one of the things that kind of tripped me out is I was over there chatting in the main channel over at the Upland Discord server, and one of the moderators told me that this game isn't about return on investment. And you know, that was the silliest thing that I've heard, because
Come on, bro.
from the beginning, all of the big dogs, you know, we're
Yes.
investing in the game. We were all
Yeah.
excited about the future
Yep.
of what we could actually produce from the game, and it was working. It was
Yeah.
working in the beginning. I mean,
Big
things,
time.
you
So
know,
that's why I
like,
know the game could work. I know it. I know it could blow up. I know.
yeah, but
I watched
you
it.
know, we got ourselves into a position where Upland needs to pay the bills, and in
Yeah.
order to pay the bills, they need to come up with different ways to get cash from us. You know,
Correct.
like, and you know, opening up new cities, coming out with new ways, you know, for us to invest in different things. On one side, it has really hurt our value within the game, you know, like Spark, for example. I mean,
Oh yeah,
dude,
bro.
we used
Oh
to pay
man.
$460 for one single Spark.
It's wild,
Now
bro.
you can buy Spark for two value meals at McDonald's. You know, like
It's it's
that's a pretty big difference
it's a pretty big
compared to
difference, man.
$460. You know, like
You know, and considering
like
Upland
just
holds so much in
wild.
the reserve, bro, you know, there's a lot to be said about it. And I like that they tokenize something from the game, which is good. But if we're going to tokenize it, let's give it some more utility. Let's give it some more value. Let's really start diving into that, because that's how we're going to get crypto into this game from the big dogs. So they're going to buy in because that's where they get in their crypto. That's where they can exchange their money. That's where they can pool it. So
Well,
again,
I mean, your comment about them holding 80%,
well,
I mean, that's a major issue. When it comes
I didn't
to
say,
down
yeah,
the
dude. It's
road market
bro.
manipulation, and, you know, constantly being able to
Uh,
change and modify the
uh,
amount for Spark. I mean, look what's happened
I know.
with all of the cities, all of the properties that are unavailable, or that
Uh,
are available for minting, you know,
I
on a
know.
regular basis. I mean, they had to
I know.
freeze the properties in Los Angeles,
Yeah. That's I know, bro.
which is an
Crazy.
awesome investment. But you know,
Yeah.
they froze them because the market was so stale. When
Yeah.
there's so much property that's available for minting, it's really
Bro.
creating a difficult
Yeah.
ROI for all of us. And
Completely, bro.
and I hope that we can do something to change it. Now, I understand that, you know, they need to pay, you know, the employees. They have payroll. They probably have hefty server bills. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we don't understand that come into play when it comes to the expenses for the Upland team, which
And
I want to help
correct.
support.
Yes,
You know, but I
absolutely.
think a game like Upland Kingdoms would definitely could be the answer to some of those
Dude,
issues,
absolutely.
because I was willing to pay anything to be number one at one point.
for sure. For
You
sure.
know,
For sure.
so you know, and I really think that Grom could have really sold things within his store, and kept
Yeah. And funded
and
it.
made it to where he didn't
Yeah.
even need to get a job.
I
You know,
know,
but
bro. I try
again,
to tell him, bro. We try to buy him out. You know what I mean?
if
We try to buy out his project.
100, yeah, exactly. We would have, but we would have been in the same position. We don't have a group of developers
Yeah.
working for us.
I know.
I mean,
Same thing. I know.
how are we supposed to maintain a layer two game with thousands of players? We don't know how to
I
do.
know, bro.
I
It's
don't know how to
wild.
do that. You know, I mean, I
I
just know how
know.
to run my businesses. You
That's
know,
it. I know. That's it. Well, shoot, man.
so
That's why I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for the Mondays to come. But you know, as we close out here, man, let's talk about the winner and the winning topic, because I think that's the big thing here. And you know, because I want to talk about some more giveaways and some other things that we're gonna be doing moving forward with some guests. But let's announce our winners and let's talk about the
okay,
topic.
let's do it. So the winner was build an in-game send offer, accept, decline, rent flow for Sparklets. So basically, you know, basically Sparklet, you know, like would be able to do in-house. You
Yeah.
would be able to to kind of create, like a rental, kind of like some of the Spark exchanges that kind of took place. Speaking of layer two issues, it
Yep.
would basically be
Yep.
in-house,
Yep.
and then for staking, and it basically kills DM scams. And I mean, it was a great suggestion. It basically hit the number one spot, and that was um, Joey. What was it? Joey. Yeah. Let me see. I got to go back to my screen here. But anyway, so
But that,
Joey won. Joey won.
yeah, and that's a great topic though too, and it's a great, because I think there's a lot of imbalances there too. You know what I mean? To where, you know, if it's hard because you want the value of Upix or a token or of Sparklet to go up, right? How do you get the value of Sparklet to go up?
Well, you have
By
to create
demand.
some utility. I
Yes,
mean,
correct. By creating
like
utility, by getting demand.
look, like currently right now, Spark is used to build structures.
Yeah,
You build a
it's run.
structure
There you go. Yes, there you go.
when with occupancy that nobody can stay at. There's no purpose for the occupancy.
Yeah,
Like I mean, I know that there's now factories that can produce stuff, so it looks like they're slowly getting there, but it's
yeah.
taking a long time.
It is.
Like
It's
this is
taking way too
taking
long.
years to kind of get to where we're at. I mean, it took us years to get to where we could actually use our cars and
Yeah,
where we could travel around and kind of do things. And I mean, it must be difficult. Maybe it's difficult for the developers to kind of make something that works where they're not
absolutely.
having issues. Because when we were first playing, that in a new city would opened up, there were
Every
tons
time.
of
And it would
issues.
sell out, bro. It would
Yeah,
sell out though too. Those
we're
shoes would sell out so fast and crazy.
they'd sell out, but at the same time, some of the times, some players would be blocked. There'd be all
Yeah,
these issues
yeah,
that
yeah,
would
yeah,
prevent everyone from being able to play. The sends wouldn't populate correctly,
yeah,
and again, that's what happens when you're in the beginning phase of a game. But I mean,
yeah.
we've gotten to the point where years have passed and Spark utility still isn't utilized correctly.
I know,
So
I know.
it's almost like we continue to do all this other stuff, and it's like, let's fix some of the basic stuff first.
Yeah,
Let's make it to where the occupancy means something, and
yeah,
maybe it
yeah,
will based on the new elements that they're bringing to the game now. Hopefully it will mean something, but
yeah,
as of right now, the amount of time that it's taken to get to this point when it comes to basic utility is a major concern for me as a high-end player, but definitely is going to be frustrating for a new player, because without new players we die as a
yeah.
whole.
Yes, correct.
We there are many properties throughout the world that could be available through the Upland platform,
Yeah,
and in order to mint all of those out, we need new players. So
yeah.
what are we doing for the new players to kind of get familiarized and to
Great point.
get energetic and to
Yes,
kind of
bro.
get ready to kind of to invest? Are
Yes.
we coming into a situation where we're just paying to play, or we want to pay to play like a simulation type game? Or
Yeah,
are we getting into a situation where we're looking at an investment for the future?
yeah,
And in order to do that, there are elements that need to look good for a new player, and especially fix the things for people to not be demoralized when it comes to trying to sort through their massive portfolio as well. I mean, those issues are pretty big issues in my mind, and those things need to be addressed.
yeah. And man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you joining me all the way from Hawaii, my brother, out there on your vacation, man. I wish I wish
Yeah.
you nothing but a great time out there, man. It's so much fun having you on here, man. I'm super excited for the future, bro. And we're gonna have a lot of fun guests. We're gonna try and really do some fun things. We're gonna do another giveaway next week on Monday where we're gonna announce our guest here. We're gonna put out a fun giveaway here, so stay tuned. Follow our Instagram, keep on our YouTube, join our Discord. We're excited. we're excited to really shake some things up and hopefully stir up some excitement for Upland and for the community, so we can get some of those users that Kevin was just talking about, because we need new users, we need new energy, we need new, just, I don't know, aura. You know what I mean? We just got to really have some fun with this, and so that's why it starts with having constructive conversations and strong opinions about, you know, what we could and what we can, what we, you know, possibly, you know, might do. And as long as we're open to things and open to constructive conversation, dude, I think we're going to make this game absolutely great again. And we're going to make Upland one of the best metaverses, if not the best metaverse in the world. And I think it could be one of the most valuable things as far as asset wise in the future, because of the things that they can do with what they've already done. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. We'll catch you guys next Monday live right here at Upland Revival at 7 p.m. PST. Thank you, Kev.
You're welcome.